Hello everyone, Lady Shatana here with another video about my style cavern in the Minecolonies mod, which I still say is the best mod in Minecraft. Here today to do another showcase on another mega haul, and as always I try to find an interesting spot and an interesting seed. This one is not right at spawn. You do have to do a bit of traveling to get to it, but it'll be an adventure. I will put the seed number and the location in the description. So what we've got here is one of the coolest ravines that I've come across. It's huge. It goes down into this dripstone cave and has this really cool sort of overhang thing going into the cave. So I thought it would be cool to do, obviously a better bridge would be cooler, but just a little bridge and the entrance in here. And I'm building the colony straight into the mountain back there. So has a village there, and with my mod pack the village is much cooler. So yeah, I'll put the information there. Lots of mountains, lots of cool things. Might be worth the trek to get here and build something. So as usual, starting with my Mega Hall Town Hall, and because I wanted to start a bit further into the mountain on this one, because there's the ravine comes into this area here, I didn't want to disrupt it too much. I did start with a connector instead of an intersection. So you will take a look at the terrain that you're working with when you decide what infrastructure parts you're going to start with. So I did start with a connector, and this actually is the alternative barracks, because it's always a good idea to have a barracks right near the entrance, because that's often where your raids are going to find entry into the colony. So I've got that, and then I started with an intersection. So as you can see, even though it's a connector and then it's going to be a hall over here and the connector is going this way, because the entire colony is actually starting this direction, it's okay to do that connector instead of a hall. So just things to think about when you're starting the colony. So I've opened this space up, and what we're going to talk about today is the Farmers MegaHall. So let's get started on that. So first, obviously, we're going to make sure that we're in the Cavern style selection and going into infrastructure, mega halls, and selecting one of the farmers halls. So putting this into place as usual, making sure that we are overlapping on that first layer. And there are several different material types for the Farmers MegaHall. This particular one is the beige stone. I am a big fan of beige stone. I just think it looks really nice, and it's one of my favorite ones. But we also have a diorite and deep slate if you like the black and white look. We have a sandstone, and we have a standard stone. So there's those four different options. Probably will be adding a more as people request specific types of materials, but for now this is what we have. I'm going to put the beige stone in place and pretend that my builder went ahead and built that for me. The Farmer MegaHall does contain the farmer with 5 fields, the composter, the florist, and the plantation upstairs. And we're going to start by taking a look at the farmer. So we've got Farmer Ray's Fantastic Fields, and we have Kugo's Country Compost, two of the main devs. I like to shout out to our devs on my various bits in the halls. So let's take a look at the Farmer MegaHall. As usual, there are the fences and signs and various things to help you get things lined up. The right click on the block right below the sign is how you're going to start getting things lined up properly. We're going into agriculture, horticulture, and MegaHall and selecting that farm. So right away we can see that the signposts are lined up properly, and we can see how the first field is coming in here. The farmer is one of the few where if you're in creative and you wanted to paste things in with level 5. It doesn't work very well on the farmer because as each field comes in, on the next level it's just placeholders telling the builder not to touch anything that's there. So a new field comes in at each level, and if you were to paste right in at 5, those fields wouldn't come in properly. So it is one that you do kind of have to place at level 1 and then get leveled up so that everything comes in properly. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put that level 1 in place. And as you can see, it pops that in and you're good to go. So next, let's take a look at the Composter. Same trick as usual. Right click on the block below the sign, going into Agriculture, Horticulture, MegaHall, choosing the Composter's Hut. As again, right away, our guideposts are in the right spot, and the Composter takes up or does updates to this section and actually this bit under the stairs over here. So when we look at level 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're actually going to place this one in at 5 so you can see how it looks. So there we go, we've got our Composter in place. Going upstairs, these, as you increase the farmer, these will be replaced by fields. And here we go, upstairs we've got our 2 buildings up here. We're going to start with the plantation. Again, right click on that block, Agriculture, Horticulture, MegaHall, and Plantation. Again, we are lucky our guideposts are in the right spot to start. And this one does add the fields and add planting spaces within those fields as they increase. Level 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to go ahead and place this in at level 5 so you can see what we end up with. And that's the plantation. Moving on to the final one in this hall, we've got the florist. So same thing, right click, Agriculture, Horticulture, MegaHall, Flower Shop. And again, we have our guideposts are in the right spot. And right here, that's where the florist does their thing. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Newer versions, I have actually made some updates to these blocks to make them a bit more economical and make them look a bit nicer as well. So this is a few versions out of date, but newer versions will have, it'll just look a little bit nicer. So let's go ahead and place that in there as constructed. So those are the buildings up here. There are some little spaces right here that have some composted dirt. That's a great place to put perhaps like some sweet berries if you have those, and grow some plants, and then you can grab those on the way anytime you go past. As well as downstairs across from where those huts are, as the farmer improves, these sections will have areas to plant pumpkins and melons. So again, anytime you kind of wandered by, you'd be able to grab those because you do need a few, but not too many. So that's why I popped them in there. So there you go. That is the Farmers MegaHall. I hope that it helps you with your journey to agriculture, and I hope that I see you again very, very soon. Thank you very much. Bye.